Okay, so let's start. I welcome everyone to today's coffee lecture from ETH Library. We will be talking about two additions to AI-supported tools, which the library has licensed for you as ETH members. And I will not explain a lot about backgrounds. Let's just dive right in. There are two tools we will be talking about today, and there is no time to get into details. So I will just show you a few interesting functions with both of them, so that you have seen how you can use them for your literature research. And as you should be able to see, the first one will be Scopus AI. I think probably most of you will be familiar with Scopus as a bibliographic database. And one of the newest additions since 1.5 years is Scopus AI. We have tried it a lot since then and have bought a license since January right now. I will show you real quick how to find it. It's really easy. So if you're in Scopus and you see that you are able to use the database because you are in the IP range, here's the Scopus AI function. And then you will have the possibility to just type in any question, a research question you'd like to hear about. Um, I did this before hand so that we don't have to wait for the machine to generate the text for us. So it was a pretty simple thing. I asked the machine, not even a question in natural language, but just a few keywords. And still here with the Copilot steps, you can see what Scopus AI has done with my query. So basically, behind Scopus AI is MS Copilot, and what it does is create a natural language search and also try to get keywords for the search in Scopus based on the first search it did. So yeah, it was just messing up the keywords to use for the search. And the search itself, it was done in Scopus as you would do it yourself. And afterwards, the chatbot generated a summary, which we can see here. It automatically has a structure for us as a short summary with key points and a conclusion at the end. It's important to know that all of these statements are backed by references also here. So you can see the Scopus entry of this paper, which has been referenced for the summary by Scopus AI. And then I can open the document details and work with Scopus also as I'm used to do it. It's important to see that there's no need to do any kind of fancy specific kind of questioning the machine because it will get translated into a simple one anyway. So the way the results come out are pretty similar from search to search, but it can be different, and the references can also differ from time to time if you do the same search. This is, of course, how we are used to working with generative AI tools as well. You have an expanded summary which you can generate also based on this search. I will not click on this because it takes quite some time to generate that one. There's a concept map where you can see how the keywords are connected to each other. There is a possibility to show a list of topic experts. And then you see these are the authors with the most documents and the most citations in this list. With a short summary also what this person does and what are the key fields specialties they are working on. It might be a bit more interesting than, like too matching documents here for the first one. It depends, of course, on the query you are using. Okay, so this is already it for Scopus AI. There's really not that much more to tell. We found it to be pretty consistent in the quality, but it's of course mostly used for scoping to get into maybe a new area of fields, so that you can just check, okay, what has been written and who has written, mainly concerning the question. Let's skip to site. This is a more comprehensive platform, and I will show you just two or three things what you can do with sites. So there's normal search, which you can use. I'm sorry, which you can use to just look for a title, author, and go from there. Or you can also use keywords as well. And what site does is it connects. I'm sorry, this is the wrong one. I'm missing here. So it connects references, and it tries to categorize them into three sorts of categories. Whether a citation is just mentioning a paper, whether a citation is saying that another paper findings are supported, as seen here, or contrasted, if, for example, an experiment could not have been verified by another team of researchers. The second one, and this is probably the more interesting one, is also I can use natural language questions and ask the assistant to make a summary for me. It works quite similar as Scopus AI, but of course with a completely different set of data behind it, and so of course it will be a little bit different as well, what comes out as well. So you will receive also the references and a set of papers you can use to go further. And as you see, the steps are pretty similar here as well. You will see here the list of publications that has been consulted based on the search it did. And here we have the summary as well. What is interesting about this this function with Cite, the assistant, is that I have a few more options. I can tell the machine how to work up to a certain level. So I can tell it to always use references and not try to make stuff up, because even if the chances are quite a lot less than using any general generative AI. Also here, it's important to check the results and check for hallucinations as well. I can use a year range, etc. I can choose which model it should use to summarize the results, but it will not use the models to make the search. And this is a different thing. I can tell it how many publications to consult, up to 100, and I can also tell it which journals to look in. So if I'm only interested in a set of maybe 10 journals I know are good and I can rely on them, I can put them here as well. And of what I also can do is use dashboards, which are generated either by a search in the first, in the normal search, or I can also import a reference list from a reference management software, and I will have a list of references here already with the data, how many supporting citations are there, how many citing publications, and so on. And I can filter, of course. I can say, okay, I want them to have more or zero supporting sites, for example. But within the search, I can also tell the system, let's do this quick. I think we have a minute or two left. This doesn't take that much time. So this is a standard search. I have an abstract here and two examples of references. So this is a mentioning references stated here. And we can see here how many of these three sorts should be inside of the paper. So these are references referencing this one, which is a part of the results list. What I can do from here is I can also tell the system to only show papers which have at least so much supporting statements in other papers, which can help get a feeling for the quality of the papers in this list as well. And in the end, of course, I can also look at the individual papers and see the references like in any other bibliographic database and go on from there. There's one last function which is also part of many other tools, but this is here as well. I can make a map if I have the right paper, and it shows me the closest references in other papers as well. So I can use those to complete and carry on my research, my literature research. So as you have seen, this was a really quick run. There are a lot of other things to be seen here. As long as you are in the IP range, you can connect to site and just check out the various things inside. And if you have any questions, feel free to come and ask us via phone or email or whatever way you like to. And we will also, of course, see that to it that you have maybe also references, a knowledge page where you can just look up how to use these systems. As you can see, we have another coffee lecture coming up next week if you have time and would want to take a look at that as well. And we would thank you also for answering the two questions on your screen soon or already. And I think, yeah, if there are any questions, I'm still here, so you can ask them right now if you'd like to.